day one is now officially complete. So let's give it up one more time for day one, but also for the folks who are up here. I really love that music at the end there. It's very catchy. It's very catchy. What questions do we have for? Well, let's start with you all introducing who you are in the film that you are representing.
Sure. My name is this one. Yes, I'm Megan Lay. Rise of Chow was our film, the prequel to the Hangover guy. And
That's what I
was in it and also produced it.
My name is Riley Doyle, and I did Deadbeat Beer Runners.
My name is Manuel, and I did the last film. I wrote, direct, edited, and then that whole 2 rows.
Hi, I'm Bonnie McKee. I made the music video that I was late for. I wrote the song, I started it, and I edited and directed it too.
All right, what questions do we have for our filmmakers here? I definitely have a
Can I ask
question.
a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Where did we come up with this idea for this get to the hospital? I want to know.
So I had an idea about like someone who's trying to get somewhere, but they just keep getting involved with different people's problems, and it gets bigger and bigger. But then I needed a theme, and so the joke was, to fix an arm here in America, it costs an arm and a leg. So nobody wants to take an ambulance just to drive them from A to B when there's special gourmet food or all this stuff. And I also, because when I took Ubers and Lyfts, I used to ask drivers, what are some crazy stories or interesting stories that they have. And one of them is a guy did say he drove someone who I don't know if he was shot, but he was bleeding. But he didn't go to the hospital, so that was the weird part. So I kind of used that joke, and then, it's just the joke of how people in America don't trust their healthcare system.
Yep. I'm actually going to extend that question to all of you. What inspired each of you to do the films that you have up here, or to participate in the films that you were?
Well, I was brought on to produce this. I know Himson Chan, who starred in Rise of Chow and directed it and wrote it. He is in love with this character, and a big part of what we did was we were 99% AAPI cast and crew, so that was a big success for us. Woo! And it's really important, and now that it's AAPI Heritage Month, woo! Thank you very much. And he just wanted to tell a story of a caricature. Oftentimes Asian stereotypes get characterized that way, and give him a little more of a backstory, a little more depth, a little more grounding, and that was his dream for that. So,
Nice. The main thing for Deadbeat was to make something that was just super entertaining, and kind of silly with really high stakes, and something that all my friends could work on and show their skills on. So, bringing in my friend Isaac to do cinematography and my friend Carmen to edit, it's just important to give something for everyone to work on.
I have a music video, so I feel like I made a short film. I did make a short film.
It's so good!
Thank you. But I know how hard it is to make these films, and I just want to say this: I was so entertained all night. All of the stunts and everyone had so much physical comedy and everything, and I really enjoyed that. Because I was kind of like, what do these things have in common? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I do some stunts in mine too. So I was like, we're all doing stunts over here. So the inspiration for my song, it's called Forever 21, and I am 13 years sober. And so, thank you very much. And so the song is kind of like a goodbye to my party girl days. And I wanted to find a scene, the obvious thing when you hear Forever 21 and you think about drinking or whatever, is a house party. And I was like, yeah, but everyone's drunk at a house party. I need some kind of thing that has social etiquette, rules that we know we're not supposed to break. And so a wedding seemed like the perfect place to do that. And there are just so many disasters that you can really obviously paint in a wedding scene, so that's where mine came from.
All right, I'm gonna come back to you all. I have no questions if you don't. Right up here.
Just briefly for each of you, what was the biggest challenge you faced during production, and how did you overcome it?
I feel like we face no challenges.
Gosh, ours went really smoothly, honestly. We had a lot of friends volunteer their time and talents. So everybody was really on board with the mission and the story. I say personally, I was 5 months pregnant, so I was having nosebleeds and like having a whole slew of personal problems, but it was also 3 years ago. So, I don't know. I hate to say it, I don't think we ran into
The pregnant thing
huge issues
seems,
that I know of.
that seems like a,
That's pretty cool.
That's preoccupied.
So the biggest thing for us.
Talk louder!
Am I too quiet?
Give the mic closer to your mouth.
Sorry. I don't have a lot of cord.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a lot of cord.
The big thing for us was like a week and a half before we were shooting, we lost our location. The whole movie was supposed to take place at a gas station, and then I worked at a picture frame store, so we rewrote the whole thing to take place in a picture frame store, which was kind of a blessing in disguise. It was so weird.
I mean, I think because I'm lucky to, like, my troupe are people that I've known and went to acting school with, so they're very, like, cool and reliable, and we're all, like, having fun and really into it, so it's like, it's not hard for any of us to, it's not really, like, any crazy conflicts or anything between the cast and crew and stuff. I think maybe it's, like, the scheduling, and I think sometimes it, especially I know the night with the two detectives that got shot, like, that's like a pretty intense scene that, I think I can get really in it to the point where it's like, it wasn't supposed to be as long of a day that it was, so thank you for people in that scene, because it was from like, I don't know what time till like, almost like 1 or 2 a.m. So it was, yeah, I think it was like the longest shoot of the, yeah.
So I am an independent artist, and so I pay for everything out of pocket. And so we got creative. I needed to have like 30 people for a wedding party, and I needed to transform a whole room into an 80s looking wedding. So we got, luckily I have a lot of cool friends that just already look cool, so everyone came for free. I paid them in Buca de Beppo, and we bought a lot of stuff and returned it. Nice. It's amazing what you can do at Home Depot, and so yeah, we just got crafty and spent a shit ton of money and then just returned everything, and it all worked out in the end. So.
very good financial advice. For life too sometimes. Anyone else?
I just have a comment.
Go ahead with the comment.
$20 for a beer is outrageous. Insane.
It's bootlegger prices.
I feel like with tariffs, we're probably gonna be there. Near future, so get used to it. I have a question for you all. What do you, often as filmmakers, we can sort of look at something and then really pull it apart and critique ourselves and forget to sort of be like, wow, I did this thing that's really cool and there should be some positive stuff to pull out of it. So what are you most proud of in the projects that you all worked on?
I personally am most proud of, there's a lot of the cast in ours that are stunt people, obviously. And as a stunt person, you kind of get seen as just a stunt person. Oh, and you act too? Okay, well, you're not really an actor. You're a stunt person who can say some dialogue. And I just know so many people who that's not true for. And so I'm just really proud that a lot of people came on and were able to showcase their skills in ways that they don't always get seen for.
I feel like with ours, I'm proud that we stayed.
Push that
I'm so sorry. Still quiet. We stayed under budget, which was really cool, kind of like right on budget. And I made sure everyone got home on time, so I didn't keep anyone late ever, which I felt pretty proud of. a lot of my friends are like, that's weird that that's what you're proud of. You know, you walk away from a project. I would say as far as like shots and stuff go, I'm a big fan of the movie Stagecoach when they introduced John Wayne with that dolly in move. So like the last shot of the movie, I was like, we gotta do that, you know. So we kind of did that when he racks the gun and stuff. So you know, little homage to John Ford for the John Ford lovers. No John Ford lovers. That's fine. One day, someday. Yeah, someday.
I think for me, it's more of you know, just being here, getting accepted to this festival. It's the first festival I've been in, and I think with this project too, because I try to level up. You know, every time I start a new project, you just get better and better. And you know, as an artist, it can be sort of intimidating, especially like a lot of people's films today were really good, and so you know, it's like, damn, I don't know if mine's that good. But then you see it in the theater, and you know, it's kind of like it builds confidence. And then also, I at the opening ceremony yesterday, it was Marcus Henderson, right? That's his name. Okay, yeah. He talked about not reaching up, reaching out, and I think it really resonated because that's something I try to do. So I'm proud that I got to work with Hema, Jonah, Josh, Niani, because they're newer people that's become part of my team, especially because like, yeah, we just need to help each other out. So.
I think what am I most proud of? You know, making music videos is fun because usually you get a bunch of great performance stuff and you can kind of figure out the best way to arrange that footage in the edit, because I edit everything myself too. But I don't do like a whole lot of narrative stuff in music videos, and so it's a really fun challenge to tell a story without having dialogue. And so I really had a good time doing that and really like putting a cohesive story, like emotional story together without having the help of dialogue. So I'm really proud of my edit.
All right, I'm coming out here one more time. I know it's getting late, so people are like, I'm tired. Go ahead.
I have a question for the beer runner.
Yeah.
The character that you have that surprises your main guy, excellent character. I was curious about how that character came to be, his little affect, the nuances of his haha. Like, was it based on something? It was so good. I'd love to know more about him.
Yeah, so when we were going to be shooting in a gas station, he was going to play the manager of the gas station. We had like 2 lines of dialogue. He's just a friend of mine in Denver. His name is Brian, and he's not an actor. So, like a week before when we got a new location and I kind of reworked the script, I was like, do you want to like do this still? Because it's a lot more work now. And he didn't tell me what he was going to do at all. He just showed up to set, and that's what he thought.
Does he act like that at all normally? Or
No,
is it
he's
just
like the
a
most
surprise?
normal, like straight-laced dude. He just has like a corporate job. And everyone always says like, oh, he's like the star. He's so funny. I'm like, yeah, he's the only one that like has no aspirations to be. So yeah, it was a very happy accident that he just showed up with that. He pulled me aside before he was going to shoot a scene, and he like filmed himself on his iPhone like the night before, and he's like, this is kind of what I'm going to go for. Is that good? And I was like, it's great. Lean in.
So the lesson I've learned as an actor is to not aspire to be an actor.
Right.
And that would probably make me a better actor. It's good advice. It's good advice. All right, y'all. Well, are there any actors from the films here?
Yeah.
Come on down. We did this earlier. So come on down. Have these